Hello everybody, I hope that all of you are doing super well, and today we're going to talk about Marvel Tōkon a bit, because in the case that you don't know about it, around a week ago there was a quote-unquote leak on a Bulgarian retail store on their website about the roster and some other information around Marvel Tōkon. Now, I initially did not cover this because I thought that it could be fake. I was not that sure that the leak was actually real, but the reason why I'm now taking some time to talk about it is because after a couple of days, the store actually took the information down and they completely changed the description of the pre-order of Tōkon in their retail website. And that to me is kind of like a significant signal that maybe that information was actually true. And of course, this happens like a ton of different times. It's not something new that a retail store leaks information about a game. It's something very common. So let's talk about it very quick. Hey, and please don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to support me and see more content like this. Thank you. Okay, so when it comes to the raw information about the website, it actually had 2 new characters in the description of the pre-order and 3 new stages, okay? The characters were Magneto and Scarlet Witch, pretty good additions to the roster of the game, and the leaked stages were the Hellfire Gala, the Sanctum Sanctorum, and Wakanda, okay? If you think about it, all of those stages as well are very easily kind of like related to a specific character. Wakanda, of course, is connected to Black Panther, the Sanctum Sanctorum is connected to Doctor Strange, and also the Hellfire Gala is heavily connected to the X-Men, but of course to specifically, I would say, Emma Frost, okay? So if we think that this leak is real, and that the stages can be related to actual characters, we essentially have 5 new characters confirmed for the roster of the game. Again, we don't know if the leak is real, but with the taking away of the information and everything that happened with the website, I would start to put some money on the table that it might be true. And I want to discuss about it with more detail and kind of like open up a debate, because to me this actually can kind of change the way in which we predict the roster. Okay, so let's talk first about the characters that were literally mentioned in the description of the pre-order in this website. The first one, Magneto. I think that it is very obvious that if Magneto is going to make it into Tōkon, he's going to be in the team that Doctor Doom is the leader of. And this is kind of like a soft confirmation, if the leak is real, that Doctor Doom's team is actually a villain-themed team. And I personally would be very happy with that. I do want to have like a full villain team on the game, so to me that's perfect. And Magneto, of course, is a character that pretty much deserves to have a spot in this game. He's a legendary character, not only for Marvel, but in fighting games because of Marvel vs. Capcom. And if you are going to take kind of like older NBC characters that are iconic and give your own take on them, their visual design, the gameplay, Magneto is for sure one of the best picks that you can have. So that's kind of like my opinion on Magneto making it into the game, and my prediction of the team in which he's gonna be, because I don't see Magneto in any other team that is not the one that Doom is the leader of. Then after that we have Scarlet Witch. Now I think that Scarlet Witch is actually a character that can make it into multiple teams. She could be in the team in which Captain America is the leader and be a part of the Avengers, kind of like in the way that the MCU did it, and I don't think that would be weird or anything. But she could also be on both Dooms and in Ghost Rider's team, okay? If we're gonna make like a villain-based team with Doom and Magneto, you could put Scarlet Witch there. Like, there is a lot of comics in which Scarlet Witch is pretty much a villain, or at least a pretty controversial character in terms of the narrative of the comics. So I would not be surprised at all if she makes it like inside that team, and she's the daughter of Magneto, you know? So that's not something weird at all. I think that she could be in Doctor Doom team and be another villain. And the other reason why I'm also talking about Ghost Rider is because even though like Scarlet Witch has not been on the Midnight Suns, the topic, the overall theme of the Midnight Suns pretty much is kind of like suitable for a character like Scarlet Witch. And this game, of course, is gonna have like its own lore and everything, so I will also not be that surprised if Scarlet Witch is a part of the Midnight Suns, because thematically it makes sense, even if it's not like something quote-unquote that has happened in the actual comics. So yeah, I think that Scarlet Witch is a character that can make it into a ton of different teams, and she's of course a very famous and popular character right now because of the MCU, so her appearance in the game is nothing to be surprised of. And now we can move into an even more interesting discussion, in my opinion, and take everything with a grain of salt. All of this is a speculation, okay? We don't know if the leak is real, so don't go too crazy about it. But if the stages on this like description were actually in the game, if we are gonna have a Wakanda stage, the Sanctum Sanctorum, and also the Hellfire Gala, I would not be surprised at all, like I said at the start, if we get Black Panther, Doctor Strange, and Emma Frost. And if we take that into account, all of those characters fit multiple teams without any problem. For example, Black Panther could make it very easily into an Avengers themed team with Captain America as the leader, and I think that that's actually gonna be the case. I think that T'Challa is going to make it as Black Panther and is going to be on the team that Captain America is leading, but he could also make it into Doom's team. It would be kind of weird, but the cosmic theme is still open, and if we put Magneto in there, you can still make like some sort of arrangement, and you put Wanda back on the Avengers. Like, it's really weird. It can be kind of like confusing, but I would say that Black Panther still has a chance of making it into multiple teams, but the Avengers one is the more easy kind of like prediction. Then on top of that, if Doctor Strange is gonna be in the game, he can very easily as well make it into either the Avengers with Cap as the leader, or also into the Midnight Suns with Ghost Rider as the leader. Nothing weird there. Both teams fit Doctor Strange perfectly as a character. I would be very happy if Strange is in the game, and those two teams would be amazing with him on it. So I think that is very, very easy to make that kind of like assumption if we think that the leak is real. And then finally, Emma Frost makes a ton of sense if we're gonna have a team with Doom as the leader, Magneto in it. You put Emma there and it's perfect. Like, it could be kind of like a new version of the Cabal very, very easily, and Emma Frost has been on that. And she has also been like a quote-unquote villain, or whatever way you want to call her, in multiple storylines, so it's nothing weird if she's on a villain team and not on the X-Men. It's nothing weird at all. So yeah, people, like, the leak could very easily be real. It doesn't sound like something super crazy at all. But there is one thing left on this discussion that I have not seen anyone talk about that, to me at least, could make the leak a little bit kind of shaky. And that extra point that I wanted to talk about is this guy over here in the screen, okay? Where are we going to put Star-Lord? In which team if the leak is real? If Doom's team is not cosmic and is villains, and we're gonna have Magneto in that, Emma, even maybe Scarlet Witch, then Star-Lord does not make it into that. And you can, I guess, put Star-Lord on the Avengers, like he has been a part of the Avengers before, but he's for sure not like a staple. You know, he's not a Thor, he's not a Hulk. Like, it's not that common in comparison to other characters that have been the Avengers forever, right? But he can still be a part of the Captain America team. And then I guess that there is a world in which you put it on Spider-Man and it's like new modern heroes or whatever. I don't know. That doesn't even make that much sense, but I guess it could happen. So to me, the presence of Star-Lord in the game is kind of like making the leak a little bit shaky, because he just doesn't fit anywhere if the team in which Doom is the leader is not cosmic. If that is a villain team, then Star-Lord is kind of like on a corner crying, like, who is my team, you know? So I just wanted to talk about it for a bit. I think that is an interesting discussion, and Marvel Tōkon is one of the games that I'm the most excited for, and I do like all of these picks. Like, if this leak is real and we can assure that these 5 characters are going to be in the game, I would be very happy with that. Don't get me wrong. I think that is a pretty crazy and amazing list of characters that over 90% of people are gonna be happy with. And let me know in the comments what you think as well. Do you think that the leak is real, the characters, the stages, and all of that? Like and subscribe if you can to support the channel, especially if you want to see more content like this. I'm gonna keep covering Tōkon and many other funny games. See you on the next one. Take care and have a nice day.